You don't have to burn books or build camps to kill a democracy. All you need is the right word, because time and time again, when power starts to feel threatened, it doesn't crush resistance outright. It rebrands it. Now it starts small, a protest becomes a riot, criticism becomes sedition, and before long, anyone who speaks up is branded a radical and a terrorist. Not because they've harmed anyone, or even existed outside of a politician's twisted imagination, but because they dared to stand in the way. The Nazis mastered this tactic in the 1930s. After the Reichstag fire, they declared their political opponents enemies of the state. Communists, social democrats, even pastors, all labeled threats to national security. Now that language justified mass arrests, censorship, and the end of free speech. And they weren't alone. Franco's Spain used anti-national to describe anyone who wanted democracy. Stalin called his dissenters saboteurs. Pinochet's Chile called them subversives. In South Africa, during apartheid, black activists were branded terrorists for daring to demand equality. Every regime that's ever feared losing control has reached for the exact same words and used it to make the people fear their own neighbors. Because once resistance becomes terrorism, everything else becomes justified. Surveillance, raids, censorship, violence, all in the name of security. But here's what history also shows us. It doesn't work forever. Because every time authoritarianism tried to brand freedom as a threat, people refused to accept the label. They marched in the streets, they printed newspapers in secret, they hid dissidents, sang banned songs, and carried forbidden flags. And that's what saved their countries. Not power, not propaganda, but people. Ordinary citizens who remembered that dissent is democracy. So, if you ever see a government start calling protests terrorism, remember, it's not protecting you. It's protecting itself. And history has already shown how that story ends.